Colorado, Washington, Alaska, Oregon, you could say that what these states have in common is that they've all legalized marijuana. But some see them as battlegrounds for religious freedom. Hi, I'm Teddy Wansink, and today I'm talking about religious freedom and drugs. With legalization of pot becoming increasingly popular in the United States, it should come as no surprise that drug use clashes with religious freedom in interesting ways. The landmark Supreme Court decision concerning drug use and religious freedom came in 1990 in the Employment Division v. Smith case. In this case, 2 Native American men were fired from their jobs for use of peyote, a potent hallucinogen that they consumed as a sacrament in their religious ceremonies. However, they ended up losing, setting a precedent that it is possible to be fired for religious drug use. But this wasn't the end for the fight for religious drug use in the United States. More recently, in 2006, the Supreme Court ruled unanimously in favor of UDV, a New Mexico church who wanted to use ayahuasca in their sacramental tea, even though it was prohibited by the Controlled Substances Act. And the same questions are being argued today. After the Religious Freedom Restoration Act was passed in Indiana, the Cannabis Church began its operations, claiming the religious freedom to use marijuana in their church services. Recently, the church has sued the state for the prohibition of weed, claiming that it is their holy sacrament. The lawsuit reads, quote, "Members of the church believe cannabis brings us closer to ourselves and others. It is a foundation of our health, our love, curing us from illness and depression. We embrace it with our whole heart and spirit, individually and as a group." While much of the debate centers around whether the church is actually genuine or just a pretext for the legalization debate, the church has been recognized by the IRS and claims to be just as legitimate as other religions that use marijuana, like Rastafarianism. But this whole debate of drugs and religious freedom does not deal only with drug use. It also extends to drug rehabilitation, drug testing, and perhaps most interestingly, drug trafficking. Many members of drug cartels own statues like these, depicting Jesus Malverde, the unofficial saint of drugs, praying to these statues in order to not be stopped by the cops. The same goes for imagery of Santa Muerte, or the Death Saint, a female figure resembling the Grim Reaper. In fact, in the 2011 case of U.S. versus Medina Copete and Gaxcan Chagall, a prayer to Santa Muerte was actually used as incriminating evidence in the case. In this case, the police, after pulling over a woman, found drugs in her car. And although she claimed to have no knowledge of these drugs, she was found praying to Santa Muerte, which showed a possible connection to drug cartels and possible knowledge of the drugs in her car. A similar case arose in Frazier versus Letter, in which a man was profiled for having a Bible on his dashboard, which is another common symbol for drug cartels in the area. So from selling to using to healing from drugs, religious freedom plays an instrumental role in how the drug debate is rolling out. With legalization becoming an increasingly topical issue, it is important to understand how religious freedom both hinders and helps the drug cause. And that's the way it is. Once again, I'm Teddy Wansink, reporting from the Center of the Study of Religious Freedom at Virginia Wesleyan College. If you'd like to learn more about religious freedom, like the Center on Facebook, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.